So just briefly, recap what you did cover in the first two parts, and then you went through the timeline of what this insider told you was going to happen. So, Lindsey Williams, it's good to have you back with us.
Thank you, Alex. And only a few days ago, now, folks, this is not a year ago, 6 months ago. This is a few days ago. I'm going to tell you the high points of what this man said. Please write them down. Believe you me, he said it was going from $147 a barrel to $50 a barrel. And if you could believe it a year and a half ago, you can believe today that this person knows exactly what he's talking about. Here we go. Within 2 years, you will not recognize America. Oh, my goodness. Then he went on down to explain. I'm not going to take time for explanations on each of these because I did it on the show the other day. The elite have altered their timeline. They altered their timeline because you and me as taxpayers gave the elite approximately $2.5 trillion in the last few months of the Bush administration. I can't elaborate on that either. Let's go on down again. After 2 years, you will be so poor, you will not be able to do anything. In other words, they have it planned. Folks, please believe me. There is a group of people on the face of the earth who control the world. The name of the game is control. After 2 years, they have it planned. This is already in the works. They've sat in the G8 meetings behind closed doors. This man knows everything that they have said. He is over 85 years of age. When you start to face the graveyard, you tell a lot of things. And probably there's no way in this world that he would have ever said what he said, except years and years ago. I'm probably one of the few chaplains he ever knew. I'm going to go ahead and give you the rest of it. After 2 years, you'll be so poor, you will not be able to rebel. Okay, in their timeline, because they have altered it somewhat, inflation will escalate over a period of 2 years. 2 years ago, he had said that it would take place much faster. Because of the alteration of that timeline, this is to your advantage, Americans. Take hope in the fact that you still have time to do something. He kept on using the expression 2 years over and over and over. I was amazed how that they have set their time as to when they plan to do it. Crude oil, I'm sure you want to know what's happening to it because it's going up to about $80. It is not going back to 147 again where it was anytime soon. It will, and he told me when it was going back there, not only there, but it's going way past there. I'll give it to you in a few minutes if we have time. Again, gold and silver. I did not ask him that question 2 years ago, and so many talk show hosts have asked me over the past 2 years, where is gold and silver going? When we talked a few days ago, I asked him, what can we expect? He said, gold, folks, please note this. Gold and silver are all you can rely on. The elite don't use paper. They laugh at it. It means nothing to them. It is their currency. Gold and silver is. And gold and silver will continue to escalate and will escalate rapidly. And he said, gold and silver are all you can rely on. Next point. By 2012 is so important. I guess you can hear it in my voice. I mean, this man, the things he told me, I'm still shuddering in my shoes. It shakes me even yet when I think of it. By 2012, the dollar will be dead. I mean, am I on calendar that year? No, I don't pay attention to that. But this gentleman, let it be known, by 2012, the dollar will be dead. Now, the one that startles me even yet, war is planned. Now, you may remember that 2 years ago, this gentleman said to me, we do not want war with Iran right now. Yet all of our warships, airplanes, everything else were lined up over there in the Gulf and by the Strait of Hormuz, and everybody, even I, was predicting on talk shows, you better watch out. We might have a war with Iran. He said back then, it's not going to take place right now. As a result, I stopped saying it. And I said on your show back about a year and a half ago, Alex, we're not going to have war with Iran right now. Everybody thought I was crazy because everything had been made in the way of preparation for war with Iran. You are going to have war over there in the Middle East, though. Now, he says it's going to take place. Are you ready? Timeline, Again, I beg of you folks, please, please, please listen to what we're saying. If he was right about the price of crude oil a year and a half ago, he's right about this also. He knows what's going on. War is planned after 2 years in the Middle East, and at that time you are going to see gasoline at the gas pump go to $7, $8, and $10 a gallon almost overnight. Okay, next one. The elite are laughing. I got to put this in between times. The elite are literally laughing at us gullible, stupid Americans. Alex, thank you for this new DVD you just put out. You are getting congratulations. It is a masterpiece. Everybody in America's got to have it. I was with a businessman on yesterday here in Phoenix, Arizona, and he said, Chaplain, I am making 1,000 copies of Alex Jones' new DVD, and he said, I'm taking them to Las Vegas with me this weekend to a convention and giving them away. You got 1,000 copies of your DVD going to Las Vegas this weekend.
Our listeners are going wild with Follow the Republic, and they need to do the same thing with the presentation you've done. Please continue. Let's get into the timeline.
Okay, the elite are laughing at us. They think that we gullible Americans are stupid. Here we go with the timeline. Within 2 years, nearly everyone will be working for the government. Watch the increase of people working for the government. I was listening to the news yesterday morning. I normally don't listen to it. I'm sure you caught it yesterday because it was on the national news. Mr. Obama, now, who is, by the way, the CEO of General Motors, Chrysler, will be the head of all the banks and the health care system. The government, you'll be working for them. And Mr. Obama said on yesterday, he said every company that has been bailed out by the United States government, we are requiring that they cut the salary of their top people by 90%. Oh, my goodness, folks. When you start working for the government, you haven't seen such a mess in your life. Before the election,
and they're setting the precedent. They're setting the precedent with the rich guys who are really just mid-level managers, not the big billionaire shareholders. They won't be touched. They're setting the precedent for wage controls on all of us and under the executive orders taking over our society. Lindsey Williams, stay there. We'll go right to the timeline with you in the next segment. Then we're going to phone calls at 1-800-259-9231. I'm Alex Jones. This is the GCN Radio Network. Our websites are InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Okay, Lindsey Williams, continue. This is a short segment, long segment coming up, but continue going down the timeline that this insider, this former oil company CEO, the inside information he gave you.
Yes, consider everybody out there in the listening audience, I beg of you, consider that this is from the elitist themselves, from the inner core. People who know at the very top what's taking place. He used an expression that I am still stunned by, and I'll explain it more later if we have time. The devil's Messiah. He is not talking about the Antichrist. He's not talking about a man that will appear on the scene. He's talking about a system, a spirit that they have used over the years to accomplish what they want. Okay, let me go into their schedule in chronological order. This will amaze you, but I'll try my best if I can here to give it to you. They have, over the next 2 years, a schedule for their timeline, and if you will write this down on your calendar and note it, you will be able to follow exactly where they are and what they're doing. Here we go. The elite do have a code of ethics. Now, folks, don't think that these people are atheists. They're not. They don't have the same Bible you and I have, but they are not they're not atheists. Let me go on. Okay, first of all, the movie Oil Storm. You remember that they must tell you everything that they're going to do before they do it. And you will be able to know everything that the elite are going to do over the next 2 years if you watch their timeline. Just before Katrina hit New Orleans, they came out with a movie 2 weeks prior to that entitled Oil Storm. And in it, everybody thought, well, this is just some nice little something that they're putting out here on the national news. But in Oil Storm, very few people realized until afterwards that everything that happened with Katrina and New Orleans was in the movie Oil Storm. Now, that's exactly what you will find them doing over the next 2 years' time. Watch the war movies coming out of Hollywood. Please, I beg of you. We talked about this. They are going to tell you what they're going to do. You have war planned in a little over 2 years in the Middle East. It'll spread to the entire world. They already have it in the works. Watch Hollywood. The national media is their mouthpiece. Hollywood is their perversion. They have offered you baseball apple pie and beer in order to keep you quiet. You can't stay quiet. Folks, you've got to do something. You must take action immediately. Alex, your new movie is fabulous. It's got to get to millions and millions of people across America. Listen to their buzzwords. Many of you will remember the times that Alex has given me the privilege of appearing on his show in the past, that I have said that one of the first things I learned years ago when I lived with the elite for 3 years was I learned to listen to their buzzwords. Watch for the following, because he used these buzzwords in the course of the conversation. First of all, you will have a big increase in the stock market. It's going to keep going up and up and up and up. Watch out. It's nothing but a trap. All of you senior citizens, you're not making much out of Social Security. You've lost your pensions. Your 501s and all the rest of them are going haywire. You're losing money. You turn around and invest in the stock market because it's going up. It's a trap. Watch out. It's going to go up and up and up, and at the very end, you will lose everything. Again,
did he say how high it would go?